Shares of AMD, I don't even want to say taking a hit, because the reason why is the stock's up very big in the last few weeks, but it's coming off today. The company beat the estimates. They boosted by exactly what Dave was talking about, which is the booming data center business, but also, and I think we're really going to miss the point, and the analysts missed the point badly, by the CPU business, which is the business that competes against Intel. We got to learn about both of them, because the CPU business was completely left out by the analysts. It was kind of pathetic. And that's why I'm glad to have AMD Chair and CEO Lisa Su on the show. Lisa, I'm going to offer you a congratulations, because not only are you well ahead of where you told me you would be with GPUs at this time 2 years ago, but you're also killing it when it comes to CPUs. And I think we got to talk to them both. Where are you making the most money now, and where will you make the most money next year at this time?
Well, first of all, Jim, great to be on the show with you guys. Thank you. Look, 2025 was a fantastic year for AMD. We really closed it off strong. And what we see is strength across the entire business, which is really exciting. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of excitement about, data center and AI and what we're doing around GPUs. And that business has performed extremely well. And we're going into a big inflection year here in 2026. But as you were saying, like, the CPU business is absolutely on fire. And this is one of those stories where, I've always said, Jim, that you need all kinds of compute when you think about data center and the massive build-outs that we're seeing. And we're seeing just continued strength in the CPU business, which is, really our stronghold right now. So we're very excited about, what we've done, but much more excited about what we have going forward in 2026.
All right, well, let's take off the table the idea that your guidance disappointed. Your guidance was actually pretty consistent with what you've been saying. Second half, I don't know why anyone would think it was going to be second quarter. Am I missing something? Did you tell people that it was going to be second quarter and it turns out to be second half and they're disappointed? Where does the disappointment come in?
Well, let me say something, Jim. When we think about how the compute market is evolving, let me just give you a picture of where the trends are right now in AI. I know there's a lot of conversation, every morning on the show, you guys are talking about where is the AI trade. What I would tell you from someone on the inside is AI is accelerating at a pace that I would not have imagined. So you see, AI demand from the hyperscalers, you see AI demand from enterprises, and what is the foundation of all of that is compute. And so what is really important for us is to ensure that, we have the full range of compute. Now, as we go into the first quarter is usually seasonally down for us because we do have some consumer exposure. And I think the most important thing is we're actually seeing our data center business actually increase from Q4 into Q1, which is a show of the strength of the business, both on the CPU side, which is going like gangbusters, and with our AI capabilities and GPUs, we're seeing very nice ramp into the first half of the year. But yes, we're going to have an inflection point as we go into the second half of the year with our new MI450 series and our Helios rack systems.
Well, let's talk about that, Lisa, because one of the things that I think is important that people don't understand is that, yes, it's absolutely true that Vera Rubin certainly has some qualities. This is the next generation to be unveiled at GTC, not that far from now. Vera Rubin's got really some terrific stuff, but your stuff, when it comes to memory, is actually bigger and better.
That's absolutely right, Jim. What we're seeing today is because there's so many AI workloads out there, you really have to optimize, and that's optimized for training and optimized for inference. And from our standpoint, we're just seeing an explosion of inference as enterprises are using more and more AI. And that's exactly the sweet spot for our MI450 series and Helios. So we're super excited about how that's coming up. The development is going extremely well, and we're working closely with our customers and the entire supply chain to bring that to market in the second half of the year.
Lisa, I want to just go back to a comment you just made where you said AI is accelerating at a scale I would never have imagined or not have imagined. And I just want to understand that a little more. Not have imagined when? Even recently? And what do you mean when you say it? And, again, this rate of change is so quickly. Is it only going to increase?
Well, David, what I would say is, with every period of time, like if you had asked me 6 months ago, I would say, hey, demand is strong and we're continuing to see good signals from, our top customers. I think when I say that we're seeing an acceleration, I would say in the last 60 to 90 days, we have actually seen an acceleration, particularly when we think about 2026. And that comes in terms of demand patterns, forecasts, and just the general feeling like there's not enough compute out there for everything that wants to be done. And you've heard that from a number of our top customers, but I can say that we see that on the inside. There's a desire to ramp compute more quickly. And as we said at the top, it is not only for the GPUs, but we're seeing very, very strong demand for CPUs as a result of all of this AI enterprise work that's going on. There is actually pulling more CPU content, which is a great place for us to be.
No, and we've watched your stock price respond to that as well. Coming back to the rate of change, we've been talking, you probably listened at the top of the show and certainly after yesterday and many days lately about software companies very much concerned perhaps amongst investors about their future business given the tools that we're seeing happen almost every day. How do you view it as somebody who's been in this ecosystem for so many years, Lisa? Should investors be concerned about software companies' ability to compete when Claude or OpenAI can come up with a new tool tomorrow?
I think the real key is what we're seeing with all of these tools, and we're working very closely with the model builders, is that we have to integrate what the AI tools are capable of with our basic development capability. And that's true for hardware guys, that's true for software guys. We have to take the power of the tools and actually make our products better, get them to market faster, really accelerate the rate and pace of innovation. And that's exactly what we're doing. I think the disruption comes from those who are able to take and harness the power of AI, and the closer that we work between sort of the largest foundational model guys and sort of the innovation that we're trying to drive at the engineering level, I think the better the overall product outcome is going to be. And the benefit of that is frankly the entire ecosystem, because we're going to accelerate the rate and pace of innovation.